Euphoria Season 3 opens with a dark backstory focused on Aubrey. As a young boy, his mother introduced him to Preston, a scarred man who had recently become her boyfriend. Despite his appearance, Preston deeply cared for her, and the relationship seemed genuine. Preston had once worked at a chemical plant before a horrific accident left his face badly burned. Still, Aubrey's mother accepted him without hesitation, and before long, their lives improved dramatically. One day, Preston returned home carrying a huge stack of cash, and suddenly the family was living lavishly. Preston even planned to propose marriage. But after returning from a vacation, they discovered their apartment completely emptied out. Everything had been stolen. In response, Aubrey's mother abandoned Preston entirely. The two moved to another city, where Aubrey slowly realized the horrifying truth. The entire relationship had been a scam. His mother was a professional con artist who used Aubrey to help manipulate lonely men before robbing them. Betrayed by the person he trusted most, Aubrey swore that no woman would ever fool him again. Back in the present, Aubrey confronts Rue, though he ultimately decides not to kill her. Just before he attacks, Rue blurts out that Faye was the driver and promises she can recover the stolen money. The plan becomes complicated because Faye is deeply in love with Wayne and unwilling to betray him. However, Rue only needs a photo of Wayne's key. Their idea is to create a 3D printed copy and break into his safe. Aubrey manipulates Faye emotionally by bringing up Ashtray and Fezco, eventually convincing her to help. Once the photo arrives, Aubrey hosts Laurie and several associates at his house. The atmosphere is tense, especially with Rue secretly recording the conversation on her phone. Laurie immediately gets to business, mentioning Aubrey's connection to Gold Rush Medical Services. According to Laurie, ambulances and medical clearances are being used to transport girls across the border. Laurie sees an opportunity to expand operations by using those girls to smuggle fentanyl from Mexico. In exchange for cooperation, Laurie promises to return the stolen money. He even suggests sending Rue across the border, though Aubrey quickly shuts the idea down, admitting he does not trust her. After a final warning, the meeting ends. Rue then meets with FBI agents who tell her that because she followed through with her cooperation, a U.S. attorney may treat her case more favorably. Unfortunately for everyone else involved, prison is likely unavoidable. Meanwhile, Maddy becomes trapped in the middle of the chaos because of her involvement with Aubrey's girls. As the robbery plan moves forward, Rue visits Jules and talks about dreams of having children and building a peaceful life together. Jules dismisses the fantasy completely, preferring to continue her relationship with Ellis rather than face reality. Their conversation escalates into an argument. When Rue pushes too far, Jules strikes her across the face and orders her to leave before Ellis returns. Hurt and emotionally lost, Rue heads to a church to pray for redemption. During a phone call with her mother, Rue admits she wants a fresh start and hopes to fix the mistakes she has made. At the same time, Cassie finally gets a major acting opportunity. During filming, she improvises emotionally, channeling genuine trauma from what happened with Nate. Her performance impresses the director, and afterward, Cassie reveals acting has always been her dream. Lexi, however, sabotages her sister by exposing her OnlyFans history and calling her a sex worker. Surprisingly, the women behind the project frame it as modern feminism and still decide to cast Cassie on the condition that she deletes her OnlyFans account. That night, Cassie removes her account without consulting Maddy, creating another disaster waiting to happen. Cassie also struggles to contact Nate, who continues being harassed by dangerous men. Later that afternoon, she receives a horrifying package containing a severed finger and a note demanding she answer the phone. Elsewhere, Rue is forced to continue with the plan to steal Wayne's money after Bishop threatens her. He reveals that he spoke with Leslie and reassured her that Rue was doing well. Rue immediately realizes that conversation was the reason her mother called earlier. Driving home afterward, Rue nearly crashes into a truck. After swerving off the road, she steps out of the car and notices a burning bush nearby. This episode briefly captures flashes of what once made Euphoria compelling. Aubrey's childhood backstory is easily one of the strongest elements of the season, finally giving insight into how his hatred and manipulation developed. Earlier seasons excelled at exploring character histories, but Season 3 has largely abandoned that depth. Characters like Lori, Bishop, Faye, and Magic still feel underdeveloped despite having plenty of potential. Cassie's storyline also feels dangerously unstable. Deleting her OnlyFans account after signing her contract may prove catastrophic, especially once Maddy learns the truth. There is also a growing sense that Cassie's decisions no longer align consistently with the character audiences once knew. Jules has become equally frustrating, reduced to strange obsessions and erratic behavior, while Nate continues to exist mainly as a target for violence every episode. Many of the season's storylines feel disconnected, as if the writers are struggling to merge larger ideas into a coherent narrative. The burning bush imagery at the end reinforces the heavy religious symbolism running throughout the season, though it feels somewhat forced. Another major absence is Labyrinth's music. His soundtracks once elevated emotional moments dramatically, and scenes like Rue praying in the church clearly suffer without his presence. Overall, Season 3 continues to feel messy and disappointing. While it may not end up being the worst television series of the year, it is certainly struggling to justify its continuation. Still, opinions remain divided. Some viewers may enjoy the darker direction, while others feel the show has completely lost what made it special in the first place.